The Eagles drafting Jalen Hurts in 2020 surprised some, including those in the Philly media who went so far as to call it a, quote, stupid pick. Now, in just his second full year as the Eagles starter, Hurts is making folks rethink those comments. Philly not only in the Super Bowl, but they are favorites. So, Shannon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how surprising is it that Hurts has the Eagles in the Super Bowl in just his second year as a starter?
50. We talked about it a little earlier, Skip. He lost his job at Alabama because he couldn't throw the ball consistently accurately. And Tua stepped in, filled in at the, remember he came in at, I think, late halftime, halftime, national championship game against Georgia, led them back to a victory. And he went on in spring practice, won the job. Hurts came in next year at the SEC championship, brought them back against Georgia. And he ended up transferring because he wasn't going to be able to beat Tua out again. So his last year, he transferred to Oklahoma. And every single year since he's been drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, he's gotten better. Better than his rookie year. His second year was better than his rookie year. His third year, which is this year, was better than his second year. He just got better. He went to the lab. He got with the right people and says, look, I'm deficient in this area. I need to get my leg. I ain't worried about the legs. I ain't worried about the process of information. I need to throw the football better because you can't win in this league long term without throwing the football. And he got better and better. But Skip, Howie Roseman deserves a lot of credit. He makes the trade for A.J. Brown. He brings in James Bradbury via free agency. Gardner Johnson, Devontae Smith, and Dominican Sue, Limbell Joseph. Jerry Lewis has given him the keys to the car and said, look, you get whatever driver you need to make sure we get to our ultimate destination.
Yep.
And he's done that. He's surrounded Jalen Hurts with a true number one, a 1A and a 1B with Devontae, Dallas Goedert, offensive line that was healthy, Skip, and they are great. They got 3 guys that's going to the Pro Bowl. They got 2 first-team All-Pros in that offensive line, and they can run it with the best of them. So you ask me how surprised in his second year, even with the talent, Jalen Hurts got to do the work. Yep. So I'm at a 50. Okay. But I'm glad I'm surprised. But, Skip, I didn't see this. You know I'm an Alabama fan, and I watched him. We used to come out all the time and say, Skip, we can't win because he can't throw the football. We saw him against Clemson. They lost because he couldn't throw the football. And we see him being down, and he couldn't throw the football. And that's no longer.
He had a couple of rocky outings that first year that he got to play at the end of the year.
Yes.
For Philadelphia.
Yes. And Skip, that is no longer a question. Jalen Hurts throwing the football.
No.
That's no longer a question.
By the way, the same Howie Roseman, who started as an intern for the Eagles, who never played a lick of football on any level, is now the GM who built the Super Bowl team that is favored to win it all.
And he built one a few years ago. Skip the 20.
Done it twice.
Yes.
Yeah. Scale of 1 to 10, my surprise level is at a 9, just because he had to overcome so much. But I will say one more time, I did first guess it because I had the advantage. I had the pleasure and the honor of watching him perform for Lincoln Riley for a year at Oklahoma, and I watched every snap. And it was just he and CD or bust because they didn't have a second or a third receiver that year. I just loved the way Jalen Hurts carried himself on the football field. And remember, he finished second in the Heisman that year.
Yes.
And I thought he had a chance to win it to Joe Burrow. But unfortunately, Joe Burrow came out of nowhere and had the year of all-time years. And unfortunately, Jalen Hurts and my Sooners ran into Joe Burrow in the national semifinal, and it was destruction because Lincoln Riley, as usual, put no defense out on the field.
Correct.
But the moment that the Eagles took Jalen Hurts, I immediately tweeted that they just stole him and that he would change life in Philadelphia and that he would immediately be better than Carson Wentz, who you loved at that point because a lot of people loved him because he had just gotten paid. He'd just gotten 4 years and $128 million. And it looked like it was onward and upward with Carson Wentz. And I felt for Jalen because nobody in Philadelphia loved this pick. I think from a distance, I was the only one who loved this pick because I did have more of a feel for him when he was at Oklahoma.
But he didn't get booed like McNabb picked, but he did get booed.
But McMahon was the what pick? The second pick
of the draft.
Yeah, but he was a high pick. This was a second-round pick, and it was down the way.
Well, he's the fifth quarterback taken. Joe Burrow went 1, Tua went 5, Herbert went 6, Jordan Love went 26, and then Hurts went 53rd.
All right, and yet I said at the time, he has such high caliber intangibles. He's a leader that you don't have in Philadelphia. He's a playmaker, a big play, key game, big play playmaker that you don't have. And he is a driving force of the whole franchise you don't have.
Yeah.
And it took a while, but he slowly but surely took over the whole franchise. And those guys in that locker room, they will run through that brick wall for him because they know he does the work, he gets nothing but better, and they can't even compete with him in the weight room.
Skip, the thing is, they'll run through a brick wall because they know he'll do likewise for them.
That is correct.
I'll run through a brick wall for you if I know you'll do it the same for me.
That is correct. He's built the right way. His father coached him as his high school coach. His football backbone, his football IQ are of the highest caliber. And he came out here in the offseason and worked with my friend Tom House at USC, who's worked with Brady and Breeze and all of the top quarterbacks. And Tom will make you better if you want to do the work.
Right, you got to put it.
You got to make the throws and make them over and over and over again. And he cleaned up some of the mechanical and he got him to a point where he is a deadly passer.
Yeah, when he was relieved at the half of that game against Georgia national championship game, nobody saw this.
No.
Nobody said this man one day will be a starting quarterback in the NFL and lead a team to the Super Bowl with the mechanics that he was possessing and his inability to consistently throw the football. But Skip, I remember in the pre-draft, Jeremy Schaff asked him, why should somebody draft him? He said, I'm a dog. And he said, because hey, I went to Alabama, went to Oklahoma, I can do this. He said, I'm a dog.
Period, end of story. That's all you need to know. And he is. And he is the biggest reason that the Philadelphia Eagles are slight favorites over Patrick Mahomes. It's because of Jalen Hurts. Whew. What a rise by this young man.
I mean, y'all win the close. You remember the Cowboys? I mean, not that the window was open, but it's over. Howard T finished it. Howard T put her in y'all brain.
Howie R, you mean? Howie Roseman?
Yeah, Howard. You call it Howard T. You call it Howard T.
Yeah, okay.
Super Bowl showdown, guys, on Fox.
Yeah.
All right, we got to talk, though, about a team that isn't going to be there.
Who that?
Ooh, those Bengals, gentlemen. You think they talked a little too much trash leading up to that game? Travis Kelce was epic after the win. We'll discuss coming up next here on Undisputed.